Hello and welcome back to the round table and a little bit more of Detroit Pretend Human or something.
Professional human pretender. Let's see what trivia we get today. Sony
I don't know
Interactive
if people
Entertainment.
can tell if this is a more relaxed stance on just playing a game and not trying way too hard to be entertainment. uh,
Yeah, well, I don't think we ever established
yeah, I
that we're
mean,
simply
it
that we're
has an
simply playing
awkward
for fun.
outro because I just don't feel like saying.
CyberLife, the company that manufactured me, is conducting a user survey.
Ah!
Would you like to participate?
There it is, just what I told you just a few minutes ago. That
Okay.
there is some kind of survey coming on. I had to update the PlayStation to actually have the thing.
Great. Let's start. Would you consider having a relationship with an android that looks like a human?
Oh, Josh, what would you say? I know my answer, and I will pick that one. But what would
Uh,
you say?
Probably no,
No? Why?
because I wouldn't be able to. What's the word? I wouldn't be able to imagine that they're human in the same and social in the same way.
So, I mean, they look like humans, they behave like humans in most ways.
Yeah, but that doesn't give them the same meaning as a human.
I mean, that makes sense, but I
It's kind of it's kind of like saying science tells you that this movie grows this much at the box office. Well, that doesn't tell us if the movie was actually good or if it was significant to culture or anything like that.
Well, I don't get this. What?
And
Okay.
I'm saying that uh, there's a difference. I don't know how to word it, but there is a clear disconnect for me in that an android would be just a designed object as opposed to a living thing that you could have a relationship with in the truest sense.
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, kind of. But I would totally get it on with an android. I'm at that stage of my life.
Do you think that technology could become a threat to mankind?
Oh, yes, definitely. It already is a threat to mankind. Just look at the atom bomb, Hiroshima, Chernobyl. It's
Oh
all
yeah, but also
technology and it became a threat to mankind.
and there's also all medicine that we have produced.
Where there's a medicine to cure something, there's also something that causes a disease.
Therefore, it's one of those things where technology itself is not good or bad, it's just bad in the wrong hands.
Yeah, that's
No, you can.
true. But yeah, in that sense, technology becomes a threat when it falls into the wrong hands. But therefore, this is a definite yes that technology can become a threat.
I'm more on the middle in the don't know area.
Yeah,
But yes, it can be a threat.
I mean, I would say it's absolutely clear cut.
If you had to live on a deserted island and could only bring one object, what would it be?
Ooh, that's always an interesting question. I mean, a book, a cell phone, pen and paper, a console, an instrument. I think I know what you would go for.
Hmm. No, I'm not sure about that either because I'm
No?
immediately like metagaming. Wait, should I do something if I. Oh no, wait. If you had to live on a deserted island, I guess that narrows down the question that you can't simply leave the island with a self help book about how to build a raft or something. So perhaps a console or pen and paper.
I mean, two objects are automatically absolutely useless on an island. And that is the console, no electricity, and the cell phone. Once out the battery and it's just a dead brick you can smash into something.
Yeah, but it's already a fantastical, you know, uh, thought experiment, so to speak. So I'm at least assuming that we're answering with the assumption that all of these could work.
Really? I mean, it's a deserted island, so there can't be any kind of power plant or something. So there's just no electricity.
Hmm.
So the only real good options are instrument, pen and paper, or a book. I mean, when you read the book, you read it once and then it's over, I guess. Instrument, you could constantly try to learn on it, but it could break down. But the same goes for pen and paper. The pen can run out of, well, writing liquid, and you can just run out of paper. So all of these options are suboptimal.
And then there's the whole question of you have to live on a deserted island, but that doesn't necessarily tell you, are you stranded on the island and no one knows you're there? Or is this some kind of punishment where everyone just said, no, you have to go to this island and live on it in banishment?
Hmm.
And which would mean that people would still provide you with more pen and paper, I guess.
I mean, yeah. So, this question is full of holes. I mean,
Yes.
I would probably just go with, I don't know, pen and paper or instrument. Hmm. I think an instrument that can keep you busy.
All right.
Do you consider yourself dependent on technology?
Absolutely, it's my only lifeline.
Yeah, pretty much the same. Well, not my only lifeline, but it definitely is something that would be an incredible hurdle to not to live without.
Yeah, I can't anymore without it. I mean, you would probably would be able at some point to go on without it, but yeah, it's incredibly it's hard to think when something like uh how is it, an EMP nova ejected by the sun? How was that called? Um
A sun flare?
yeah, I think it's something like a flare that can destroy all technology in one swoop if you don't shut it down beforehand and stuff like that.
I never heard about sun flares having EMP.
I don't
Like,
know. It was just in a disaster movie that something that gets ejected by the sun destroys electronics that are active at that very moment. Something
okay.
like that. I don't remember how the movie is called though. But yeah, definitely dependent.
What technology do you most anticipate?
Ooh, that's a good one. Huh. Oh, there's more?
Mm,
Oh no, I thought there's one.
But wait, there's more.
No, there's not. Okay. Androids, flying cars, space tourism, brain connected devices.
Either space tourism or brain connected devices for me. The space tourism, in the sense that it's the final frontier. We get to explore things outside that we've never explored before, and the same with brain connected devices. We get to explore things inwardly that we've never explored before.
I could probably not even afford any of these things. Well, maybe the brain connected devices for the sole reason that they can run ads directly in your brain.
Yeah, we'll see if it's a future.
So yeah, this is why I'm more afraid of brain connected devices, because can probably read something out of it and give you more specific ads or some bullshit like that.
Yeah, probably. So space tourism then?
Nah, I go with androids.
Do you believe in God?
Oh, this is the hardest question of all.
Do you believe in Gersh?
I mean, I do believe in a higher entity, but I don't name it anything since it's more like, for me it's not one overly entity, but more like nature or the flow of life or something like that. So it's not a person or something like that, but more something you live in.
It could potentially be pantheism in that case, or panentheism, which basically means pantheism is when you think that the universe and existence itself and the laws of nature is God. And panentheism is when you believe that all of the universe has God's aura or soul infused into it, I guess.
I would say I would go with a don't know. I'm. Meh.
Yeah,
Would you let an android take care of your children?
Hmm.
I was simply gonna say that I would personally probably follow more absurdist viewpoint or existential atheist. I'm constantly going back and forth on those.
Wait, what about the God thing?
Yeah, it basically means that I think that we as humans can create our own meaning in life, and dependent on my mood or how I'm looking at it, I'm still not decided on if I believe that, well, this meaning is just something that's a delusion in our heads and it will vanish the same day, same moment that we die, or is whatever meaning we create for ourselves something that could go on even after our deaths? Or could this meaning, so to speak, be connected to a concept of God in some way?
Yeah, that. Oh God, that's. Hmm.
That's, you know, it's. I like philosophy, so I'm still just building up my ideas about that.
Yeah, I mean, you're right about that with finding your own way, that there's apparently nothing destined or stuff like that. But then again, a lot of storytelling has a lot of destinies and something you are aspiring to, and then overcoming a fate that you don't want and change that kind of destiny. And that makes me basically believe that there might be a path, but that you can just change it however you like, depending on how you react to certain information.
Yeah, I mean, there's also,
And
I
yeah,
would say,
you're right with the question about life after death. Will there be something? Will there be nothing? We still don't know. People claim
I,
there is, other people claim there isn't.
I would personally not believe in, at least I don't have any reason to believe in an afterlife. What I would mean is that if I, for example, have a great idea and write a book about it, then that book would still be around even after I die. So even if I, as a person, am gone, my ideas and thoughts could still affect life afterward, and thus it would imply that maybe the meaning I create for myself could still have a sort of life of its own after me.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know that.
Yeah, that's why I'm flip-flopping
So it's
between should.
basically the illusion. I always think about getting your meaning in life is it's basically just an illusion that you make for yourself that there is any meaning. So there's no inherent meaning for anyone to live, but you have to make the meaning somehow for yourself.
Yes, and that's the whole. I forget who said it. That whole idea of I think, therefore I am. That was supposed to answer the whole question of how do you know that you're real? And the answer, the kind of simplistic answer, was simply that, well, I'm self aware that I'm thinking, therefore I must have thoughts.
Yeah.
I might not know if the world I see is entirely correct, but I know that I exist because I think. Therefore, you could maybe make a similar claim that if you know that you have created your own meaning, that meaning itself is still something and just not just a delusion.
Hmm. Hmm.
We're getting deep on this round table.
I don't know. I would say it would still be some kind of illusion. I mean, you can prove your existence
Yes, but does that
pretty
mean that
in a certain way, at
yes?
least, but the proof of your meaning is not really something you can solidify. I mean, you can build yourself up to have also meaning for others and therefore giving yourself more meaning. Basically what a lot of YouTubers do. They
Narcissism.
they basically build a fan base, and that fan base starts to adore them, to like them, and just brings a smile and makes them smile, laugh, cry, and stuff like that. And therefore, you get yourself a meaning out of that.
Yeah, that is possible. Um,
But still, I don't know.
no,
I
I'm
kind of have a
still.
grim view on meaning because I don't even know what I still, with my age, want to accomplish anywhere.
Yeah, I would say that I'm 100% sure that most meanings that we make for ourselves is an illusion, but at the same time, I'm still wondering, like, but does that mean that illusions have to be, like, meaningless, or that they are fake or less worthy? Or can illusions themselves still have some sort of something more to them?
I mean, they make you feel better in most cases,
Yay!
so that's something.
Yeah. It's something, or is it nothing?
Yeah. Oh God. What about children? Would you let an android take care of your children?
What about the children? Maybe not the absolutely youngest, but if it was a kid that was old enough to take care of itself a little bit, if something went weird with the droid, or simply know how to call me if something went weird, then I would be more okay with it.
I think when the androids are as advanced as they are depicted here, I would rather let an android, if I would someone else would let take care of my children, I would rather have it to be an android than a real person, because a real person, you don't know if it has its morals straight, if it does anything absolutely horrifying, bad people and all that. An android is basically programmed to not be evil or do something horrible,
Well,
and they are less prone to
I mean,
accidents and failure than humans.
there's still the whole question of, well, who programmed
I mean,
these
yeah, of
androids,
course.
and how would they know how to program them to be morally correct?
Yeah, but then again, when the androids are actually distributed and people would have issues with the programming, they would report that, and then they would tune it in a way that that their actions are more like you would expect. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
then there's the 3 laws of robotics, you know?
yeah,
But
well,
don't bring
that's
any human in danger. You have to stay
but what
alive unless it would endanger a human, and
but
you have to yeah. And
but
what was the third one?
I don't quite remember.
Oh,
Ca
God damn it. But yeah, I know there are 3, and this is hard-coded. But a lot of movies and a lot of games
but
always
but
showed that the AI somehow breaks this programming.
but what if it's a racist robot?
See? That's the issue again.
If it's programmed to see some humans as human and other humans as less human, then the laws of robotics apply to some people but not all people.
Yeah, that would suck. But then again, they would just run the Google database of millions and billions of people and faces that they always can recognize even the most absurd face structures.
Mhm.
But yeah, I personally would totally do that.
How much time per day would you say you spend on an electronic device?
Oh god.
None of your business.
Well, how long do you spend on an electronic device?
Too much. I'd say the more option.
Yeah, right. The more option.
If you needed emergency surgery, would you agree to be operated on by a machine?
This is a rather interesting question. Would a machine be actually more precise and could easier see when something goes wrong and act accordingly?
I think it would be more precise. I'm not sure if it would be able to adjust to unforeseen circumstances, though. That's just my assumption, of course.
Right, it has to know what to do when something happens. I don't. Emergency surgery agreed to be operated on by. I mean, I personally would think the machine just scans the whole time what it does, where everything is, and if something, for example, starts bleeding, it automatically goes to that place and tries with all the all the programmed knowledge it has to stop it, and if it sees something new, it analyzes it immediately and sees what it could be.
I would at least assume that, like, if there were actual machines in those kind of machines in medicine, that they would still have humans be there to make sure that nothing goes wrong.
Oh, I think. But yeah, I don't
So
know. I have this thinking that some things are just really more efficient and easy to do when a machine would do it, but I always forget about the possibility it has to be programmed accordingly to actually react in a certain way. And I think, oh, machines can absolutely perfectly see and analyze at the same time while they are operating, so if anything happens, they immediately can take that they immediately can react to certain events that a normal surgeon could potentially miss, because a robot basically looks into you and scans you the whole time while it's operating, And a doctor has only, or a surgeon usually has only two eyes, and if they are fixated on something, they can't really see the whole around at all times. That's what I
I
think.
would.
So
Yeah, I
basically
think
that the machines have a bigger field of vision. That's what in all those medical drama shows at least is always happening. That they're operating on something, oh, where does that blood come from? And then they look away and, oh shit. And I just think that
it's
that
coming from
can't
his
happen with a
ass.
machine. So I would say, yeah, sure, emergency, and if no other doctors available, and I mean, it is an emergency, so time is of the most essence.
Yeah.
Do you think one day machines could develop consciousness?
Oh, absolutely, it's a dream and a nightmare at the same time.
That is also something I'm unsure of.
I mean, yeah, people argue about that
Because we don't
AIs can't actually make conscious decisions and only can output what they are programmed to do.
because we are still also ourselves having trouble defining what consciousness even is.
Really? All
I
because of
think.
dreams?
Well, I guess maybe
Wait,
that also, but simply the fact that our brain is so uh, complex to the point that we just can't know everything about it yet and how it works. And then there's also the whole idea of where in the brain do we just make immediate decisions, which part of the brain uh, judges the decisions we have made in the past. Does a robot need to be able to have the same separated types of thinking as humans do in a left and a right side of the brain, or can they be in a robot instead be unified in some way or be made better even?
Hmm. I actually remember something very faint where people have seen that the code in a program has changed even though it wasn't changed at all by hand. I think it had something to do with paranormal and ghost activities or something. So
Yeah,
ghost code or whatever they called it.
I don't really believe in that kind of stuff.
I don't know, I find it interesting.
It's
The
fun, but I
paranormal
wouldn't.
thinking, huh?
Yeah, it's fun, but I wouldn't actually say that that those beliefs have any that they're warranted and
Yeah, but
to be.
how come that God is a warranted belief, but paranormal things like that isn't?
For example, God would be simply in its definition something that is more abstract, that may simply exist outside of existence, whereas, say, something like the Loch Ness monster is, we're defining it as this physical monster,
Yeah, but it was
actual
proven that it
animal.
was false, though.
Yeah. Whereas with a Loch Ness monster, you can set up these definitions. It's an animal, so it has to abide by certain rules as other animals, and therefore we can rule out like whether or not it could exist in the first place, even. And then we have God that we're not even sure how to define it yet.
Huh. The force of nature. Oh boy.
Some would say that that's blasphemy.
I know. People are sometimes crazy when it comes to religious things. Sometimes.
But yeah, I would be at a don't know in this particular question.
Okay. I think it just because it's fun. World's answer. Would consider having a relationship with an android. 63% yes. They would have a relationship with an android. 80% no, and 19% don't know. anything could become a threat to mankind. 70% say yes! 90% no and 11% don't know. Let's see. Oh, this is an instrument? Let's see. Console, a book. Okay, a console and a book are the lowest here. An instrument is the majority though. Pen and paper? Yeah, a cell phone.
Yeah.
I think they didn't consider that you had to live on a deserted island, so what good would a cell phone do? You could have no reception on an absolutely deserted island because it would be on no connection, I believe.
Well, no, that's not established in the question. You're
Yeah, I
simply
mean, but you have to
forced
do
to
some assumptions. You have to go with it logical. Deserted island, why would it have reception or electricity?
like I said, if this was a scenario where you were simply banished to an island against your will by people and not simply somewhere where no one knows about you, then you
Oh,
could be
that's
close
what you
enough.
meant.
If you were on a prison island, for example, where no one else was allowed to see you, you could still have technology, presumably,
Oh,
and have it be deserted and live there forever.
but a prison island wouldn't be deserted, would it? I mean, there would be other prisoners.
Yeah, but this is one of those crazy. The whole question is weird from the start.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. Okay. You consider yourself dependent on technology. 76% say yes! I think I'm in the majority of most of these answers so far. Oh.
Yeah, I would wonder what kind of lives the people have in the 16% who said no.
I mean, they probably don't play a lot of video games and are not a lot on technology in the first place.
Hmm.
I mean, there are people that really only have a console because people have it, and then they see one good game and then, maybe. Do you most anticipate 35% Androids and 33% brain-connected devices? I mean, yeah.
And no love for the flying cars.
Nah, why? It would be a mess in the air. Ugh.
Yeah, like how would you even construct like traffic rules in a three-dimensional space?
Exactly.
Warning, driving into a no-flying zone.
And do you believe in God? 41% yes and 41% no. That is an interesting even split.
Yeah,
That is interesting. That it is divided like that.
yeah, maybe it's by design.
Of course. That would be sad. Would you let an android take care of your children? Yes, indeed. Majority again.
Something else that I thought about in that question was also like, how much are you letting it take care of your children? You still would want to give it love and care so you can raise them, so to speak.
I mean, yeah, I always question basically, on the one hand, people want to have children, on the other hand, they still want to go to work and just put the children in daycares and stuff like that. And I think to myself, why do you even have children if you don't want to spend the time with them to actually make them to grown-ups? And
Some
still
people,
pursue, well, quote-unquote, a career instead of caring for that child. At least up until the point where it can go to school.
well, I guess family life can be, it can be shaped in very different ways. Not everyone really thinks it through, and some people just think that, well, I was raised this way, so why can't I raise my children this way?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's hard for me to harshly judge about this because I don't know anything about it. But that is always something I question.
And it's also,
Because I heard a lot of... Well, I heard, or I read or saw more like a lot of stories, and they say, oh yeah, we want this child, and we have this and this. Oh, and we already chose the perfect daycare to put it in, so we don't have to bother with it. And I think, what? You want a child, and then you just want to basically put it somewhere so you can still do your own thing.
You could also, some interesting little trivia that I heard about in a history show was how back in the day, when, for example, you might have a family where the dad or someone constantly has to be at war somewhere and will have to just go away for like 4 years or something. In those times, it was generally thought that the child would instead respect the parent way more because it knew that, oh, I can only see my dad for very short amounts of time, so I really need to impress him and show him that I did good while he was away, or something like that.
I mean, yeah.
So yeah, it's
I mean, that makes sense, but what I don't understand, why is not basically one parent staying with the kid and the other one is not, and they just switch at some point or something like that?
it all depends on the family itself, I guess.
Yeah, it depends heavily on that, but I basically when I ask this question, I basically only consider the ones who actually planned and wanted a child at that specific moment, and then still put it off on someone else so they can do their own thing still.
Yeah, planning and caring is still, whether you're very present or not present,
I mean,
as
I
long as you
just
have
I
the.
just know that children have a better tendency to turn out, well, basically to turn out good when they are always cared for by a parent and not have many strangers in between.
Well, it could still be if it had a caretaker that wasn't the parent, but it still felt like family because it wasn't a stranger and it was someone that was there for them all the time. It's the same thing with adoption. It's not the real parent, but obviously the parent is taking care of it,
That
the
is
child.
something that can have a weird side effect. If the child actually likes the caretaker more than his actual mother or her father, because the mother or father never actually cared for the child intensively like the caretaker did. I don't know how this kind of dysfunctional thing can actually turn out good. I don't know. I probably just think in extremes every time.
And there's also just the whole question of does that does that have to mean it's dysfunctional if the child is still like perfectly healthy and has someone
I mean,
that
with
cares about
dysfunctional,
them?
I mean a dysfunctional. Well, it is not a dysfunctional relationship, but if basically what I just mean, it would be weird if the child itself gets so connected to the caretaker that it doesn't want to live with the parents anymore. Something like that
And
is what spooked in my head around when I said that. For the sole reason that the parents themselves did not give the child enough time to care for it personally.
yeah, it would be a problem if it was a situation where the parents, of course, in that case, still want that connection, but didn't put in the time to create that connection.
Huh.
But then there's also the case where maybe the parent isn't all that interested and is fine with the child having a stronger connection to someone else. If they're simply focusing on their career or something like that.
It's probably too hard of a topic to actually dissect it, I think. And there's our old shame. 62%.
Yeah.
How can you don't know how much time you spend on an electronic device? There is only 1, 2, 4 or more.
Or maybe they were shy about answering it,
Probably.
or they were simply thinking, does this thing count? Does this thing count?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Emergency surgery. 72% said yes. That's a clear majority.
Yeah.
Think one day could develop conscious. 68% also think yes. Oh boy.
I'm not so sure.
Ah, it's probably more that the thought would be interesting, because if machines could develop consciousness, that would mean that we created life or something like that.
Maybe, but wanting something to happen doesn't make it more plausible.
Yeah, true.
And
Good
that's
evening.
the end of the
Welcome to the
podcast.
Detroit Experience.
Oh, I want those perfect teeth. Okay, well, that is almost 41 minutes just to contemplate survey questions.
I mean, I'd say it was good, deep philosophical content.
Oh yeah, of course. Okay, let's just continue now. Wherever we left off.
Yes.
Wait, where did we leave off?
We had just gone to the abandoned building and we were sleeping there.
Oh, is shall we?
And now.
Oh! Yeah, I know where we are. Rebooting. Head functions. Remember him?
Was it the guy from the very beginning?
From the very beginning. Oh, you mean Connor?
The one who was keeping the child hostage?
No, that was. No, that's not him.
I'm not entirely.
That is the.
Recognize him.
From the artist.
Okay.
Audio processor. That's Marcus.
I didn't realize he was in that bad of a shape.
I mean, they shot him at the end of his thing. See?
Yeah.
It makes no sense that they shot. They said, don't move, stay still, and he didn't move, and they just shot him. It made no sense other for a dramatic, stupid effect.
Police back from the dead with a vengeance.
Therium pump regulator, all system in low power mode, defective. Left and right leg component, missing, unable to stand.
Who would take his legs? Or
I don't know. Those are the things that never get answered.
and also how long has he been here at this point?
Wasn't there a date showing at the bottom of the screen every time we
was.
changed the character?
It was in November, but I'm not sure which date.
It's probably not that long. Oh,
They don't
damn it!
know.
I should have made this slow and easy.
No. That's fine. Alright. Come on. You can do it. Press the button.
Oh god, I forgot that you have to do this bullshit. They really shouldn't have made the move sensor thing. I mean, you want to relax and then you have to suddenly swing your controller around. And oh god, that looked weird on camera.
Ah, yes, connecting.
Yeah, that looked very different. Look at these amazing quick time events. Gameplay of the future. It's just jump.
Well, maybe in the future we will have brain implant games.
Virtual reality games that only play in our heads. Sword
It's
Art
like-
Online.
It's like having imagination, except you don't need to have imagination.
Yay! Perfect for me.
Sit on up. Get on up. Get on up. Hey there. You come here often?
Oh.
Yeah, boy. That's the way.
There
Oh,
we
yeah.
go.
Oh, you make me feel complete again.
Oh, why are they not making me push up here? Oh. Escape the junkyard.
AKA the seventh circle of hell. Or robot hell.
Can I go in this direction or how far can I go in this direction? Nobody ever went into this direction.
We shall see. Into the pipe.
No,
This is my new home.
this is my new home. For the few minutes I live before I die. So, they bothered to make you able to go all the way here, and it doesn't even do anything. I'm mildly disappointed.
Well, maybe that's just your expectations.
Or usually? I don't know, ever since I played RPGs of any kind, I always think, oh, if you go in a corner of something that you wouldn't go normally, there must be a treasure, and I'm always disappointed when I don't find anything.
There's a place where we can be free. Find Jericho! Find Jericho!
I assume you couldn't talk to those other ones?
I mean, no, it didn't show anything.
Alright.
I mean, I scanned the area and there was nothing that happened. And yes, the mannequin graveyard, just worse.
Also, apparently you're a boss monster. Because you have a big red thing that tells everyone where your weak spot is now.
Is that comfortable? Look, he gets head pads.
Yeah, it's the massage chair of
Oh,
the future.
I wonder if down there's a hand too.
The question is how many hands?
How many hands? He looks
Or-
so uncomfortable.
The droid behind him is all like, guess how many fingers I'm pulling?
Where are you going?
I want to say I didn't do that intentionally, just because I was curious. Oh, wait.
I do like how they made the sound design all muted and echoey.
Yeah, that's the idea behind it. Okay, I have to find component. Oh, someone's freaking out.
Time to cannibalize on my own kin.
Yeah. Oh.
Bleh.
Cannibalize you? Okay, that's
I know Kung Fu.
Wait, and that's it? Why are we not taking parts off of him?
I don't know.
Hey, buddy, you don't need that eye anymore, do you? Audio processor compatible.
Yeah, I guess it was just not compatible.
Let me finger you a little bit. Oh, how did he see that within his hand?
Maybe it has Bluetooth?
Bad vision. Why are we
Press the
already
in.
having this weird noise?
Press the insert key. Insert it. Oh yeah.
Oh god, this is loud, even on my audio. Jesus.
And then it forgets to turn off the dubstep audio.
I don't know if we are audible in this audio. Gee. Compatible. There. Take it.
Take it. Tear it out.
Come on.
And
I did it.
swing it. What are you removing exactly?
Oh, basically the heart. How long can I live like that? Oh well.
I'm basically Tony Stark right now.
Probably inspired by it.
Get a hoon up.
So we still have to find an eye.
Now my heart is blue. That means that my heart is healthy.
Maybe. Oh, isn't that a Kawa model?
Maybe.
Oh,
You'd think that people would be more precise about deactivating these droids, because
yeah,
not just
right?
you. I would have understood if it was maybe one or two, but there's like an entire village.
That is pretty cool. Why are they not just destroying them completely? Why just dumping them half active? Why do they not make sure that they are non-functional? Seems like...
Symbolism!
Oh, really? Symbolism? Of what kind?
Of a mass grave, I guess?
I guess.
Hello.
Hello.
AK-700 android. I was designed to serve you. What can I do for you?
One
Hello.
eye, please.
I'm an AK-700 android. I was designed to serve you. What can I do? My program has detected an anomaly.
Oh, sweet. This is how I get the Sharingan.
Two different colored eyes.
Yeah, but
Time to get out of here.
he basically Frankensteined himself.
Suppose.
Climb on up.
Oh! Whoa, whoa, whoa! I accidentally let go of button.
Triumphant return to the surface.
He's the chosen one.
Maybe he was dead for 3 days.
That is actually not that far-fetched. It could be 3 days.
And then he returned on the third or the fourth day.
Okay,
or
this is the
something.
thing I questioned ever since I saw it the first time. This is the thing I hardly questioned. I mean, this is what makes them discern from a human visually, and fuck. Yeah. Didn't register
See?
my movement.
See,
What? But
This is
oh, come on! Fuck's sake.
This is why you need machines to do surgery on you.
There we go. And now he removes it, and now nobody can tell that he's not an android. Or that he is an android, I mean. Nobody can tell anymore.
That would be a weird design choice.
Yeah,
once
there's
again.
nothing. This thing is literally only to mark them as an android. I mean, androids have two things. One, this thing.
My name is Marcus.
My name is Marcus. Huh? And this convenient jacket. But yeah, can just remove this thing? Well, usually androids have two things that make them stand out. Something like an armband that used to be a thing in well, it really pains me to say this, but in Germany, when a certain person was in power, there were people who had to wear an armband with a star on it. And this thing, that's what discerns them as android. Symbolism, like you said.
Yeah, the mass grave could also be symbolism to that age, to that particular historical event.
There was not much deviation here, but here I know there were some scenarios that you could find, but for some reason I found the white androids right away.
Well, hopefully they wouldn't have given you anything extra.
I mean, not particularly, but it would be extra dialogue and morally decisions, I think.
Okay. On the upside, this means that it's extremely easy to cosplay as an android. You just need a little beep on your forehead.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely... there's the armband. Armband I'm talking about, this blue armband. And of course that there's fat android written on the jacket.
What?
Hmm?
I thought you said it said fat android.
Oh,
on the
no,
jacket.
I mean, it's fatly written.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something I definitely have to find here.
News today: obesity among androids is growing.
Wait, what? Oh! I think this is it.
The good old artsy fartsy garden.
Don't know if it's important that I unlock it, but I know it has significance.
Okay.
Or it could have significance. I don't know if it has significance that I found it.
You unlocked the thing.
Well, it
will
didn't
give
say
you the
path
thing.
unlocked, so I have the feeling it doesn't make that much of a difference.
Or you have to unlock something else first for it to have effect.
I have no idea. I mean, usually when you do something important, it says path unlocked or something. I just want to look at the... Oh, I think there's a little bit too much depth of field effect here. I have the feeling I can't see clearly. Everything looks blurry in the distance.
Maybe you just need a new pair of robot eyes.
Yeah, that would be probably great.
Imagine if you had to play this guy and he's got all of the HD parts, and then you have to play another robot that has all of the worst, cheapest parts, and it just turns everything into shitty graphics.
Oh no, shitty visuals. Night vision all the time. Hello? Yourself.
Hello, Amanda.
Connor, it's good to see you. Congratulations, Connor. Finding that deviant was far from easy. And the way you interrogated it was very clever. You've been remarkably efficient, Connor.
Thank you, Amanda.
We've asked the DPD to transfer it to us for further study. It may teach us something about what happened. The interrogation seemed challenging. What did you think of the deviant?
Oh, wait.
Deviancy?
It showed all the signs of deviancy. Cognitive instability, unpredictable behavior, and the emulation of human emotions. It was even afraid to die. The model was clearly defective.
This Lieutenant Anderson has been officially assigned to the deviancy case. What do you make of him?
Dysfunctional?
I would define him as dysfunctional. He obviously has a personal situation impacting his professional behavior and seems to have no interest in the investigation.
Unfortunately, we have no choice but to work with him. What do you think is the best approach?
I'm not sure.
I will try to establish a friendly relationship. If
Why
I can
can't
get him
we
to trust
be
me, it will
friends?
be helpful for the investigation.
More and more androids show signs of deviancy. There are millions in circulation. If they become unstable, the consequences will be disastrous. You're the most advanced prototype CyberLife has ever created. If anyone can figure out what's happening, it's you.
You can count on me, Amanda.
Well,
Hurry, Connor. There's little time.
she didn't like that I wanted to be friendly with him.
No, she had a very sinister, subtle tone to her.
Oh yeah, and whenever something comes up, I already put my finger on a button that I would choose, and if you can say something within the time limit, I try to get to yours. So there's
Alright.
always something that is impactful.
Sure.
Just in case you can, like where you were unsure, I already had a button ready what I would have said.
Works fine.
What's this? Can I use this?
I'm getting nervous, Marcus.
Hello.
Okay, just relax. Just tell him what happened to you.
Can I help you?
I'm here to see Lieutenant Anderson.
Do you have authorization?
Yes.
I don't want to connect. Oh, dysfunction. 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 Oh, well.
No.
Lieutenant Anderson hasn't arrived yet, but you can wait at his desk.
Why didn't she blink so much? Was that Morse code in his eyes or something?
Maybe not Morse
You might be
code,
in shock. Just
but something
Tensions in
else.
the Arctic have reached a new level, with a Russian carrier and an American patrol boat reported to have clashed last night.
sure.
Several warning shots were exchanged, apparently with no damage or casualties to either side. The Minister for Defense, Dennis Riggs, has spoken of intolerable provocation that cannot go unanswered. The countries in the region, particularly Sweden and Canada, have called for military forces to withdraw and an international conference to be held. So far, there has been no response from either Moscow or Washington. We'll keep you informed minute by minute as the situation develops.
Oh, of course, those two forces clash. At this point, it's almost tradition.
Well, some traditions should be questioned.
Or, as as Wick would say, traditions are an idiot thing. I mean, on the one hand, traditions... on the one hand, it's funny that he says that and his reasoning is sound. But then again, traditions is also a way to bond with people more. Depending on what kind of tradition. Of course, a murder-suicide tradition or something, that is not really good. If we go in the very extreme thing.
And some could... you could compare tradition to memes in that they're just things that are repeated and whatever is popular the most kinda sticks throughout, except it's through human history.
Huh. Aw. I mean, there, look. Isn't that Anderson right there?
I can't tell
Oh,
from
no,
this
it's not.
distance.
Okay. He didn't have that lovable face.
I'm looking for Lieutenant Anderson's desk.
It's that desk right there.
I'm kinda afraid to fuck this up.
He's invisible.
No, wait, I know where his desk. There we go.
Excuse me.
Mission successful.
Do you know what time Lieutenant Anderson usually arrives?
Depends on where he was the night before. If we're lucky, we'll see him before noon.
Thanks.
Do we dare?
That's boring. Even androids can get bored. Explore new office after sitting down. I have the feeling the sitting down motion was pretty pointless if he stands up right after it.
Just to show how awkward he is.
Alright, let's snoop around.
Desire to headbang increasing.
Dark heavy metal. Knights of the Black something something. I can't really connect with any kind of heavy... Well, actually, no, that's not true. There is heavy metal that actually
Call
sounds good.
Hank Anderson.
Hi, this is Hank. Not here at the moment. You can leave a message if that's what turns you on, but don't expect me to call back. Beep. Whatever.
Beep. Nah, hang up or leave message?
Leave message, I guess.
Lieutenant Anderson, this is Connor. I'm the android sent by Cyberlife. It's almost noon, and I'm waiting for you at the office.
Oh, that was the dumbest thing. Hello, my name is Connor. I'm the android sent by Cyberlife.
And what were you gonna say about music?
Oh yeah, music. I don't. Was it? Yeah, there are heavy. I heavily dislike the heavy metal songs where you can't understand the singer and it sounds like he's just destroying his throat and only gurgle comes out. But I enjoy the heavy metal that has actually melodic and real rhythmic symphony into them, kind of, which surprised
Symphonic.
me. Because I always thought heavy metal is just loud and had to be very jarring to be actually considered heavy metal. But there's actually pleasant heavy metal music.
Oh, yeah, there's way more types of metal than I even know about.
Yeah.
But I tend to like speed metal and that symphonic kind of metal like you described.
The only music I probably will never get behind is dubstep. I haven't found a single dubstep music video or anything. Not even from the very famous ones. It all sounds like earrape to me. I mean, it starts very promising and then suddenly everything just turns into... someone is just vomiting all over the instruments.
There's one, I forget if it was the name of the album or the artist, but there's one called Pretty Lights that I thought was alright in the dubstep genre, or at least very similar to dubstep.
Apparently, I don't get dubstep because I don't have a subwoofer or something, because the vibration is what turns most people on, apparently.
Drop the beat.
Yeah, something like that. Traces of caffeine in coffee, oh my god.
I thought we went and abolished that 50 years ago.
Don't think. Anti-android slow. Why not your android free?
I really like the no more Android with just a cross across it. Like it's, yes, this is the greatest design we could ever have come up with.
What is this? I don't... If I wanted to be ignored, I talk to my ex-wife.
Yeah, something I don't...
Oh,
something...
I don't vote, maybe? If I wanted to be ignored, I talk to my ex-wife?
Maybe. Which is not exactly a good... At least, I wouldn't say it's good to not vote.
Yeah. If you are not a bartender, then go away. Wait, can I actually look around a little? No?
9.
Wait, I'm not grumpy, I just don't like you. Oh, now we can actually see. But we still can. I don't. If I wanted to be ignored, I talk to my ex-wife. Warning, to avoid injury, don't tell me how to do my job.
Happy people make me sick.
To avoid injury. How is my driving? 155. I don't care. Happy people make me sick, yeah. Not grumpy, I just don't like you. Oh yeah, I really should use that line more. Oh no, I wasn't done! No, I wasn't done! I accidentally pressed triangle! I missed something important!
Hank! In my office!
No!
Is it... Can you get it now?
Oh god. Okay. We have Matrix vision, so...
Detroit basketball.
Search. But police dismantle a network of wet ice dealers. More than 50 arrests throughout the country, Detroit's finest has dealt a massive blow to the city's growing wet ice epidemic, with a number of high-profile dealers and suppliers now behind bars and narcotics seized with a street value of $500,000. Detective Hank Anderson, a young but hugely talented detective, is said to have been instrumental in the operation, which took months of planning. The DA described the work of Detective Anderson and his colleagues as model investigative police work.
Shall I take this one?
Yes.
We can, I guess, alternate between reading. Detective Anderson promoted to the rank of lieutenant, becoming the youngest lieutenant and the Detroit Police on the Detroit Police Force. Lieutenant Hank Anderson was among the most decorated detectives in DPD's recent history, securing a number of high-profile arrests and serving as an integral member of the force. Captain Fowler said the promoting was long overdue, describing Anderson as among the most talented police I've ever worked with. The new lieutenant is expected to rise quickly through the ranks of the department and is already being tipped as a future commissioner.
Huh. Fowler, I know the name from somewhere.
I don't.
Yeah, I just don't know from where. Write in the comments, who do you know who had the name Fowler? I think it was a cartoon or something.
Captain Fowler.
New record seizure of wet ice in Detroit. Nearly a ton of wet ice discovered in the hold of a boat after a long investigation conducted by Lieutenant Anderson of the Detroit Police Force. So he was actually good at his job.
Yeah.
Multi-department unit responsible for the wet ice network dismantle of 2028. Real police. A good cop, I guess?
A good cap?
Not...
As in captain? Not something since something owe me $50.
Not the verb since 2019. $50. Oh, he said asshole to someone. Jerk. Nice girl. Okay.
Alright.
Jimmy's Bar.
Butt imprint, very
Hairs.
big.
Canine hair, Saint Bernard dog. Okay.
Lab report says they cut it with something.
Should we follow him or?
I don't know what else there would be to do.
I mean, explore police station maybe.
Yeah? How much is there to explore?
I mean, I know there is cell holdings where we can probably see people.
Sounds interesting enough.
So, explore or should we go to the briefing? I don't know how time sensitive this is. So, would you go rather to the briefing or explore the police station?
We can... let's explore at least one more thing.
Go to the house. Oh, yep, they are definitely talking there.
Oh dear.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
What are you looking at? Hey, fuck you.
No need to do it twice.
His hand inside circle.
No?
Oh, there was something else, but... Oh, maybe because we were successful. I know that... Oh, actually... Oh. Oh, he said plastic prick.
Correction, I do not have a prick. Well, let's get in there this time.
Isn't there...
Not that I can see.
Ah, finally. Famous Detroit painter dies?
No.
No, he died?
Apparently.
I didn't knew he could die. Damn. Just because we didn't push the other guy.
But why would he die from that?
Heart
And what
attack, I think. Famous Detroit painter dies. Karl Manfred, one of Detroit's brightest lights. Unwarns of World War III. UN warns of World War III. President Warren at 33% approval. Oh. He died! God damn it!
No. Famous Detroit painter dies. Karl Manfred, one of Detroit's biggest, brightest lights. Reports of famous artist Karl Manfred's death have been confirmed. The coroners described a fatal cardiac event induced by a stressful domestic situation. Manfred's son, Leo, has asked the media to respect his family's privacy at this difficult time. Karl Manfred rose to fame in the 2020s as a figurehead of neo-symbolism, with powerful and dark works in the mold of Francis Bacon.
Proliferate years followed until a dark period marked by alcohol and drugs. But the artist had apparently returned to work in recent months. The governor of Detroit expressed her condolences to the family on behalf of the city, describing Manfred as one of Detroit's brightest lights. A collection of Manfred's paintings will be auctioned by his estate in the coming weeks.
Alright.
Detroit, Ivanov says niet. Russian president responds to Doran's warning. Cyberlife, world's first $1 trillion company. Global population reaches 10 million.
Billion. Ivanov says niet. Russian president responds to Warren's warning. Following President Warren's demand that all Russian troops withdraw from the Arctic immediately, President Ivanov of Russia has issued a response. Ivanov branded Warren's comments as megaphone diplomacy and said the US saber rattling is the #1 threat to stability in the region.
The Kremlin produced a detailed statement outlining Russians' claim to the territory, and Ivanov said he would remind President Warren that the United States is subject to UN conventions like everybody else. The conflict shows no signs of abating. And now everyone can in the comment section judge our bad Russian accents.
And something's happening in the background.
Huh? What?
Maybe they're trying out a new form of red
Someone's talking over there. There were a bunch of subtitles.
I know.
We really need the forensics.
Really? Brown?
Right.
That is an unfortunate last name.
I think it's fairly common.
Is it?
I think so.
Please, Miller. What is that? Aww. Oh. January Android unit. LP. 1000.
Alright.
I mean, that's not really. I think we just talk to Hank now, I suppose.
Proceed.
I don't really know what else to do.
Eat a donut.
Oh, there. Oh, we haven't unlocked something. Wait, there was something we could have unlocked?
Maybe by being present at the meeting?
Oh, well, maybe. I don't know. I think. Or maybe? I don't know. Understanding, pragmatic, or constructive?
Pragmatic or understanding?
Yep. Say one or the other. I can't press both.
Try pressing both.
Seriously? Just because so you don't have to decide?
Pragmatic then.
Okay.
Listen, I know you don't like me, but we're going to have to work together. We'll both have to make an effort.
Partners or positive?
Partner.
Now that we're partners, it would be great to get to know each other better.
Another one I haven't unlocked. I didn't even know there was so much you could unlock. Desk or positive?
Desk, I guess?
Is there a desk anywhere I could use?
No one's using that one.
Oh, Hank, you grumpy little kitten.
Is there anything you can talk to with the boss of the place or whatever?
Oh.
If you go in that cubicle.
Try that. Oh. Nope, Captain
No.
Fowler. Oh, Captain Fowler is unavailable.
He's gone out of his glass cage of emotion.
He's inside his glass cage of emotion. Sit down very
Carefully. Squeeze the butt.
dog, basketball, music, or anti-androids.
Tell him that you're a cat person.
So dog.
Yeah.
You have a dog, right?
How do you know that?
The dog hair's on your chair. I like dogs. What's your dog's name?
What's it to you? Sumo. Call him Sumo.
Because he wrestles or because he's fat?
I mean, you saw what kind of dog it was.
Saint Bernard.
Okay, basketball, music, or anti-androids.
I'm not... It seems pretty obvious that the anti-androids thing would probably get our opinion down with him, at least at this point.
Could
so
just...
basketball could just what?
Oh, we can just go along.
Basketball and music at least.
You're a Detroit Gears fan, right? Denton Carter scored 53% of his shots from the three-point line yesterday. Did you see the game?
That's what I was watching at the bar last night.
Oh.
I guess there's
Yeah.
just no way to tell which will be good or not.
No, there is no way. You have to try it out.
Or is this supposed to teach us what his likes and dislikes are?
Maybe.
Well,
We still have music, Fowler, and hours came to it.
music.
Do you listen to Knights of the Black Death? I really like that music. It's full of energy.
You listen to heavy metal?
Well, I don't really listen to music as such, but I'd like to.
He must be so... Why didn't it say confused?
Well, positive confusion.
Hours or Fowler? Or start working, I don't know.
I guess we just get all of the information we can from him about both things.
Okay.
I was wondering, do you always arrive at the office at this time?
I arrive when I arrive.
Oh.
Stop busting my balls, okay?
He said no.
Okay.
Have you known Captain Fowler for long?
Yeah. Too long.
It's like a broken marriage.
Okay, what now?
Oh. I don't know. Oh, it seems like a hot topic, but at the same time, it's. At the same time, this is a story game where you're supposed to explore as many things as possible, I would assume.
I mean, yeah, I suppose. It's also a game about choice.
But I like exploring everything.
So anti-androids then.
Fine.
A lot of people don't appreciate having androids around. I was wondering, is there any reason in particular you despise me?
Yeah. There is one.
Oh. Yeah, you were right about that hot topic.
Well,
if you have any files on deviants, I'd like to take a look at them.
Terminal's on your desk. Knock yourself out.
knocked himself out by headbutting it.
Yeah, boom, headbutting commences. Boom, boom.
Access.
Malfunctioning hand motion. Have to relax. Oh, whatever.
Oh, my arthritis.
Oh boy. Missing. Plaintiff reports that he left his android at home as usual when he went to work. When he returned, the android was nowhere to be found. No trace of a break in the apartment. The android may have left the home without being ordered to. 10. Case status open. Involving android, yes, okay. Right. Case offense. Victim Charles Bell. Plaintiff claims to have been attacked by Avo model android working as a waiter in the fast Coney Dogs restaurant chain situated. Claims the android lunged at him unexpectedly and attempted to strangle the man before leaving the scene. Android remains at large. Attack Sarah Cornwall open. Plaintiff claims to have been attacked by an android. The android also thrashed several rooms in the house before taking flight.
Okay.
The plaintiff, the manager of the Eden Club, reported the unexplained disappearance of a sex android model, VR400. The android disappeared after accompanying a customer to his home and never returned to the club. Boy. Leo Manfred. Oh, that's Connor. That's Marcus. Famous painter Carl Manfred was found dead in his home following an altercation between his android and his son. The latter witness statements attest to the android behaving violently. The android is thought to be a prototype, unknown model and serial number, and was destroyed at the scene by attending officers. What bullshit. Ah, homicide. Oh wait, homicide! Oh yeah, we killed Todd! The victim's body was found by a friend who came by to say hello. What? Todd has friends? I hardly believe that. He immediately called the emergency services at 8:42, who recorded death by gunshot wound. The murder weapon may have belonged to the victim. His android in AX400 was not found on the scene and is the main suspect. We killed Todd. I never saw anyone doing that.
It's weird that they didn't even mention the daughter, though.
True.
That
is weird.
Unconclusive information.
Just keep that in mind for now.
Yeah. Scanning.
I couldn't scroll down anymore.
243 files. First dates back 9 months. It all started in Detroit and quickly spread across the country. An AX400 is reported to have murdered a man last night. That could be a good starting point for our investigation.
Wait, only 1 day has passed?
Apparently.
You can call me Connor. Direct, aggressive, professional, or understanding?
Professional?
I understand
Ah,
you're facing
too late.
personal issues, Lieutenant. But you need to move past them. And
Hey, don't talk to me like you know me. I'm not your friend, and I don't need your advice, okay?
Never used the bottom one, I have the feeling. And I wanted to press understanding, but I was even too late. Resign the mission, threaten, or determined?
Determined?
I've been assigned this mission, Lieutenant.
Oh boy.
I didn't come here to wait until you feel like working.
Listen, asshole. If it was up to me, I'd throw the lot of you in a dumpster and set a match to it. So stop pissing me off. But things are gonna get nasty.
Lieutenant? I'm sorry to disturb you. I have some information on the AX-400 that killed the guy last night. It's been sighted in the Ravendale district.
I'm on it.
I can only say there were good outcomes to this. But we took all the wrong ones. Oh look, we missed. Hank got a lead? There's a possibility of not getting a lead?
By him.
Oh, but he's always mad. Talk to Hank, examine files, talk about the case. Hank is mad. Wait, I thought there was a good... Huh?
So I guess there's just I guess maybe it could have been worse.
I have no idea. Well, apparently there could be no leads. But how would that happen? I mean, Hank got a lead, and what would the other outcome be? Explore the station. Read famous painter dies. Oh, and then there are a few more. Oh, we have missed so much. We should have investigated more. Find Amanda. Find magic stone. Wait, there was a third thing? And find magic stone. Why is it called a magic stone? But what is this other thing that I missed? God damn it. Software instability, question mark. Public opinion, skeptical. Oh, Hank doesn't like us.
Well, I'm guessing it might be difficult to make him like you anyway.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. Well, I do, but I don't want to say him too much. And I'm not sure. This is our playthrough, so
yeah.
We will see how this turns out when we do the things we didn't want that others do. I mean, you haven't seen anyone play it, but I have people play it. And this is a mix of both. Things that I wanted to do, like take the gun. That I was pretty determined with. Revive fire. Well, let's check on her again. Shake it. Is it still alive?
Life
Feels
signs.
squishy. Squishy means alive.
Reviving fire with poker.
Failed.
Now reviving little girl with poker.
Oh, revive wake little girl by poking her. Oh. Cyber wildlife. First Android zoo opens. US life expectancy now 91. 0.4% of world population holds 94% of global wealth. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What do we
Not
have
everyone.
here? First and okay, CyberLife is set to open the first Android zoo in Los Angeles, which will exhibit all exotic species to have become extinct in the last 30 years. Blue turtles, polar bears, mountain gorillas, African elephants, and several species of tiger will be among the most high-profile attractions. CyberLife CSR spokeswoman Daniela Carnegie said the zoo caters to people of all ages and has a special mission to educate and inspire the younger generation about the importance of protecting our fragile environment.
But what about the rhinos? Cyber wildlife first.
Yeah,
Android
that's
zoo
always
opens.
the same. The headline, for some reason, never
Yeah.
changes.
Yeah, though some environmentalists have claimed the zoo will diminish popular concern for the extinction of real animals, it's difficult not to be enthusiastic about technology being used to recreate vanished species. The animals themselves have yet to be unveiled, but CyberLife promises they will be more real than the real thing. No doubt an ideal weekend trip for the family.
How can something be more real than the real deal? That doesn't make sense. Nothing can be more real than the real thing.
But what is reality?
No, don't even go there. Oh, Canada still Android-free zone. Canada, where the air is clean and the welcome is always warm in this cold, desolated place. No, it's not that bad. Discover the landscape, discover the wild, discover Canada.
Yeah. Canada on strike. Canada
Oh,
on
damn it.
strike.
On, go down. Fucking touchpad never works. Despite the United States voting in its Android Act as early as 2028, the Canadian Parliament has yet again pushed back its decision on whether to permit Androids in the country. As a result, Androids are still not sold in Canada and have no official status in the country. Well, all Androids to Canada!
With Androids continuing to fuel unprecedented growth in the US economy, yet contributing to record levels of unemployment, the arguments for and against putting them on sale in Canada rages on, but for the time being, Canada remains an Android-free zone.
Seems about right.
Yeah.
Oh, Canada! I don't know if I rather want to go to Canada or to the USA. I think I would be more afraid to go to the USA than to Canada. I always hear more positive things from Canada and almost always bad things about the US.
Yeah. That is.
But then
of
again,
course,
that is because of the media, probably.
Yeah, people. It's like that old saying that people are way more afraid to die of a terrorist attack than of other things that actually do kill way more people than actual terrorist attacks.
Oh, it's always a touchy topic. I
but
never know how to approach that. I think, yeah, there
Yeah.
are definitely things that kills more people on a daily basis. But most of those things are things that are either mostly nature related, something that can't be helped in the first place because we can't control nature, but we also can't control people, so
Yeah, it's.
Damn it. I destroyed
don't
my own
think-
argument.
I don't think it's just nature, it's also simply like car accidents and things that are still caused by human error.
Yeah.
What? Money.
Money. Take the money or put it back.
We're a bad girl, so we're stealing.
Wait, we took $1 note? That's all?
She's not the best stealer.
Yeah.
The best
$1,
thief.
great.
Will she put the bird in her pocket too?
She stole $1. What impact will that make?
We'll see, I guess.
Never
What
seen
to-
this though. Why is she touching everything? Now Wolf will stay at some point with a knife. Urban farm area. hardly read that. Ooh, what is that?
Stuffed animal head.
Are you sure it's stuffed? Didn't he just kill it and drag it in here?
Where would he be able to do that?
Wait
Without
till she
fire.
awakens. Can I not just poke her with a stick?
No, you gotta wait.
A bad girl that didn't want to shoot the store clerk. Change appearance, cut hair. Ah, I really like her way more with the hair she has it now, or that she has now.
Or she could just simply let it flow.
Longer,
all
make
out.
it longer, yes. If I have anything, then I have a fetish for long flowing hair.
In all places of the body.
No, oh no, no, not like that. Oh, look at that, there's a hand.
Oh dear.
There's a hand, there's a dead body, and I can interact with it. And yeah.
Grab scissors, start running with them.
I mean, she's an android. Can't she just retract or enlarge the hair as she wants? Does she actually have to cut it?
I guess so.
Don't know. I don't like this hairstyle. Okay, select new hair color. Which color do we want? Blonde, white, black?
Black. There we go.
Alright then. And even she removes it now. Ah, that sounds so nasty.
Nasty.
And we're not an android anymore. We look like a human being.
Flawless.
This should just not be possible by design. Right? This should just not be possible by design. Ah, now we can open it. Or?
Yeah. Unless the designer did it purposefully for whatever reason.
Maybe because someone just... Maybe if he wants to have a relationship and other people are not supposed to know that she's an android. That would actually be a valid reason. Then again, we don't know if there's a law to make it visible if an android is an android or a human. But that could be one of the reasons this can be removed.
Yeah. Even androids experience jump scares.
Well, that's the monetization down the drain that I never had. Not yet, at least.
Alright. That's all for now.
Ah, they still have this bug with the head in it? Did you see how the head popped inside him?
You've got officers sweeping the neighborhood in case anybody saw anything.
Okay, well, let me know if they turn anything up.
What are you gonna do with that?
I have no idea.
It took the first bus that came along and stayed at the end of the line. Its decision wasn't planned. It was driven by fear.
Androids don't feel fear.
Deviants do. They get overwhelmed by their emotions and make irrational decisions.
Alright, well, that still doesn't tell us where it went.
It didn't have a plan, and it had nowhere to go. Maybe it didn't go far.
Maybe.
Maybe, baby.
feed the little girl. It's good for her. A present. To make up for past misunderstandings. Ralph will cook. We will do just like humans do. Humans like burnt meat.
No.
Come and sit down.
Don't like burnt meat at all. Sit or refuse.
I guess refuse. We have other
That's
things to
very
do.
kind of you, Ralph. But we have to go.
Go. No, you will go once the little girl is eaten. We will eat together, just like a family. You know, the father, the mother, and the little girl.
Oh God. Refuse again?
Yeah.
No, Ralph. We're leaving now. Come on, Alice.
The little girl's going nowhere.
Check gun? Worried? Explain?
Explain?
Humans don't eat that, Ralph.
Wrong! Humans eat dead animals, I know that.
Check gun?
Where was that gun before?
Worried, I guess?
You're not going to hurt her, are you? We're friends. Remember?
No, Ralph doesn't want to hurt the little girl. He just wants her to eat. That's all.
Wait, what? What?
Okay, agree, I guess.
But I checked the gun.
Okay.
I guess it was.
Oh, come on! We can't refuse him?
Eat together.
Come on!
I guess maybe the order that we picked them in might.
Oh, yeah, maybe the order? Damn it!
That's better.
But,
Ralph went to a lot of trouble to find something
Damn
for the
it!
girl to eat.
Oh, well. I mean, come on, we checked the gun and we should have been able to. No, we can't eat. Just one. One now when he's distracted. One.
Succulent, you'll see. Succulent. Succulent.
Succulent.
Succulent.
Like a succubus.
Little girl.
Please, Clara. I don't want to eat that.
What did she say?
Truth? Lie?
Ah! I don't know.
She said she doesn't want to eat it.
Well, maybe it's not good enough. Maybe she's used to better things. But Ralph did this for her, so she's going to eat.
Oh, damn! Both would have been kind of like that, I guess.
Go ahead. Eat.
This is so mean. Why can't they just explain humans don't eat burnt meat? Only well-cooked thing. Draw gun, ask about corpse, or bluff.
Bluff first?
No! I want to draw the gun!
I swear
All right.
Your head off.
I want the gun! Oh boy! Oh!
Anybody home?
Oh no!
On the fence.
Oh, I forgot about Connor! Oh no! I blew my fuse. I should have listened to you. I'm so trigger happy for some reason.
Things are getting complicated.
I forgot Wolf will rat us out now, probably.
Unless we keep him quiet.
But can we keep him quiet?
We shall see.
Deviant Trail.
Investigate.
And chunk in the head. Oh. I was thinking, oh, knife in the eye now. But no, he's... Oh boy.
Would be quite unfortunate.
Let's look around a little bit more. Make sure.
And no back door.
Oh, we can't. It doesn't light up. No. Oh, that's stupid. Why can't you go through the back door? Surprise attack. Why does Connor not have a gun? Android's not allowed to have a gun? Oh, look at that lightweight.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Deviants, reassure, pressurize.
Reassure?
Ah!
You've seen it,
Ah,
haven't you?
I slipped.
I know you've seen it.
Ralph just wanted to be nice. Ralph wanted to help.
Where is it?
He ran out the back door.
Connor, what's going on?
It's in the area. Call it in. Which way did it go?
That way. They're headed for the train station.
Go, go, gadget rollerblades! Or maybe not. Why do you stop? What the? Why is he stopping? I don't know why he stops. I hold my controller forward.
There we go.
They're over there.
Yeah, why are you standing there, not running?
Don't shoot. We need it alive.
Breaking the rules.
Oh no! Oh no, I'm not ready for this.
Oh, fuck. That's insane.
Woo! Ah! Oh!
Hey!
You can do it.
I can't let them get away.
They won't. They'll never make it to the other side.
I can't take that chance.
Now you will get yourself killed. Do not go after him, Connor. That's an order.
I always wanted to do this. Everyone I saw went up. Oh shit! Went after them.
Yeah. Well, so much for self-driving cars stopping before a person.
Are you okay?
I mean, she's an android.
With a human.
I mean, yeah.
And they also crossed a boundary that said no crossing or whatever.
Are they all self-driving cars? Maybe they are more like trains because it's a highway. Whoa, what the hell was that? How
What
Alice
was what?
reached the other side? Oh no, base hanged order. Reach
A
fence
dam.
in time. Even though I stopped so many times. What is this? What?
I mean, it meant that Kara got to the fence in time.
Cavalcade squad and white squad. Oh yeah, there's a whole nother thing. Oh, there's two. Oh, look at that. What is that?
Entirely
Oh, morning in
different-
squad, morning in in the hotel and morning in the car.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to go on?
I think this is a good cutoff point.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Wait, can I actually just... Yeah, okay, well then, we ended here, I suppose. That was fun. Why did I draw the gun? Cut and color hair? Why is that... Huh? Wait, there's an option to not cut and color your hair? Go upstairs and there's another thing.
Yeah, there was the option to not color it at least, and I guess if you had just waited long enough, then it wouldn't. Then she would wake up, I guess, before you had a time to cut it.
Nah. What is this other decision? Cut and color hair? Could I have decided not to cut my hair? That would be kind of cool. But then again, it only goes down there, and then there's no way to get up again. So maybe there was another room that we missed. But yeah, that's it. That was a little bit more of Detroit. Though none of the episodes are up as of this. But this is getting interesting. Even though I saw at least 3 Let's Plays of the game, this is still very exciting because everyone always did the same things, and now I have deviancies already. Well, not deviants like the androids, but deviancies changes that I haven't seen before. And that makes it exciting.
We are exploring.
And we killed 2 people. One that I didn't want to kill, and one that I do wanted to shoot at least. Okay, yeah, that is a good cutoff point.